My name is Erica Diaz. I'm an incoming senior at Woodlake High School, and I'm one of the founding members of SHAPE. When SHAPE first began and I told my parents about what we were doing, my parents were a little bit sort of like indifferent. They didn't really care, but then they didn't really oppose it either. They were just like, oh, well, at least if you're learning, it's fine. And over time, they started seeing the need for comprehensive sex ed in our lives. And it was cool to see my mom's opinions towards different things kind of shift. And I thought that was cool. I had an influence on my mom.
Yeah, I'm 17 years old. I'm a founding member of SHAPE for about 1 year and a half. And before joining SHAPE, I had trouble talking to my parents about my sexual orientation. And now that I'm in SHAPE, I've expressed myself more to my parents, and I feel like we've gotten better because of SHAPE from the stuff I've learned. One day I was talking to my mom about how SHAPE teaches us about teen pregnancies and how we can prevent them and help educate the family and the child. And my mom told me, no, that's not true, because you don't have to be educated not to, you don't have to know stuff not to get pregnant. But I was like, it comes from the household. If the parents are educated, then they're obviously going to educate the child. So, and she got what I was saying, so she knew that it was true.
My name is Deanna, and I am a founding member of SHAPE. When I first started SHAPE, my mother wasn't so supportive because she really didn't think that I was ready to be learning about the type of stuff that we talked about, which was teen pregnancies and just comprehensive sexual health education all the way around. She just wasn't really ready for me to hear it because she didn't think that I was at the age to really start talking about it, because I was still, young, and I'm her child, and I'm still considered a baby, sort of. And so it was really hard for me to get her to kind of be on the same page with me. But after a while, and being involved with ACT and doing other things, and also getting one of their counselors, Mr. Steve Katz, to kind of talk to my mom about it and just kind of tell her what it was all about and what the main focus was, she started becoming more accepting to the fact that I was learning things not just about teen pregnancies, but also women's studies and other social justice issues. And it was really eye-opening for her to know that we weren't just focusing on one thing that she didn't want me to learn in the very beginning. My mom soon began to value the education that I was receiving because it wasn't just for me, but also to help my peers access healthcare. And since then, my mom's been a huge advocate for ACT for Women.
Hi, my name is Cassandra Sanchez. I'm a founding member of SHAPE, and it first started when my mom told me she was okay with it. She actually supported me because of a personal story, and I didn't want to tell my dad because he's a Mexican, he's culturally Mexican, and he wouldn't understand. So one day when I was at one of the SHAPE meetings, my mom actually told him because he would suspect things and wonder where I was at. So when my mom had told him, my dad wouldn't understand. He would always blame girls or whatever the subject was. So when I got home, I told my dad everything about SHAPE, what we do, what it consists. He actually understands. So right now, both my parents are okay with it. They support it. It just took a while for my dad to understand.
Hello, my name is Jessica Reynoso. I'm 17 and now a senior at Woodlake High School. I'm also a founding member of SHAPE. When I first started SHAPE, I was really excited about the things that we were doing because it was a new club on campus. And so when we started doing the meetings, I told my mom what we were learning about, which was sex at first, because we had to go to the school board. And when I told her that it was about sex, she was really upset because sex is such a taboo topic in our household. We never brought it up. So that's when I realized that I couldn't tell my mom that I was going to SHAPE meetings anymore because she would be really upset and she wouldn't let me stay after school for the meetings. So I had to lie to her about where I was going after school, why I was staying. And I started bringing up different topics that we were learning about in SHAPE, such as the women's liberation movement. And I brought home an article about ways to be a good wife, and she really enjoyed that. So I realized that it was time to talk more about what we were doing. And this summer, now that we're doing the Clinic Access Project, I brought my brother along, so I had to explain even more what we were doing. And now she's way more open-minded, and she's enjoying the things that we're doing.